Hey, friends, welcome back to yet another exciting episode of Friends of the Squared Circle. I'm your host, Crander Q, aka my real name, the number one beard in professional wrestling podcast. That is a self proclaimed title, so no one can take that away from me. Today, we have a very special episode for you. We're going to be talking about a little bit of fundraising that we have been doing off camera, and we have a great show coming up here August 2nd in Superior, Wisconsin here. Today, Robert is joining us, one of our friends of the Squared Circle. Robert, how are you doing today?
I'm doing quite well and busy as I can be getting this show ready and delivering a great show to all the fans.
Perfect. And now, before we jump into what you do for United Way, I'm going to hit you with a hard-hitting question. Who are some of your favorite wrestlers? Just off the bat there, a little banter here to
Oh,
get.
definitely. I am a Cody Rhodes mark, head and shoulders above everybody else. Loved him from the moment he created or helped create AEW. I love CM Punk just because he's entertaining as can be. And then the traditional ones, I grew up adoring Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart.
Perfect, perfect. What got you into wrestling?
You know, my uncle, back when the pay-per-views were on, you had to have a giant satellite dish to get wrestling. My parents, and a few uncles would get together and kind of go in on it. And I was kind of the only kid that was sitting right in front of the TV. I remember being so close to this big screen TV watching WrestleMania 3 that it took me a few years to realize I wasn't at the show. Yeah, like 3, 4-year-old me was certain he was at the Pontiac Silverdome watching Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan wrestle.
That's awesome.
So,
What a lovely, great memory. Those first experiences, getting hooked in, and that's an iconic match, Andre versus Hulk. You see it everywhere. They're always playing that video package of him slamming Andre. But we're here to talk about a fundraiser. We'll definitely have to get you on. I know we said the last time we did this together, get you on your own episode of Friends of the Squared Circle. But let's talk about the United Way. Can you give us a brief overview of what the United Way is?
yeah, United Way is a nonprofit that is, as far as United Way worldwide, it is worldwide. I represent Head of the Lakes United Way. We are in northwest Wisconsin, northeast Minnesota, so greater Duluth, Lake and Cook counties in Minnesota. The wrestling show will be in Superior, Douglas County, but we also serve Ashland and Bayfield counties in Wisconsin. When I say served, we help fund nearly 70 programs in the areas that I speak about, working with wonderful groups and our funded partners throughout the Northland, the Head of the Lakes region even. And we also work with nearly 50 non-funded partners. So, that could be from, in Wisconsin, we're talking about CASDA, but you also have a number of other groups like CHUM, Damiano Center, just great support that's needed in the Twin Ports area that, we're happy to have a working relationship with them, happy to be one of the funders. And yeah, I really enough, I get to be active in their days of caring, and also working with some incredible people at all of our funded partners. Nearly every day I'm having a conversation with one, and they do great stuff in the area, and that's what United Way does, and Head of the Lakes United Way. We're kind of the gathering point for that. When you donate to Head of the Lakes United Way, you're donating to your community, and all the funds that we raise go back into our community and go back to those programs that, like I say, we fund. So it's when you're donating to Head of the Lakes United Way, you're donating to the community that you live in and that you want to see improvement on, or you want people to be, taken care of for mentoring services for kids or mental health services.
Mm-hmm.
Even there's even some like tax services that that groups do that we help in that support. And then United Way also has our 211 line for assistance in both Wisconsin and Minnesota. When you call 211, if you're looking for assistance on, it's a great informational system. So if you're going to be out of a home soon, you could call that number. If you're looking for other services, or you're looking for food, call 211 and they will help direct you to the best place. Big ramble, but I'm very proud of the work we do, and we have a lot of responsibilities, and I'm just proud of our team and proud of the work that we put in.
Yeah, and I remember a few years, I want to say 3-4 years ago, we talked at a local independent wrestling show, which happened to be Midwest All-Star Wrestling. And you're like, this is my goal, this is my dream. And now it's great to see that it's coming to fruition. Last year I wasn't able to kind of help out. But this year, I mean, as you've noticed, I've dove in head first. I'm having a blast getting to help, getting those donations. What's that?
You've done incredible work. Thank you.
That's right. It's on camera now, folks. At the 6-minute and 25-second mark, he says, I'm doing incredible. That's right. Self-ego boost for the #1 beard and professional wrestling podcast. Self-proclaimed title. Leroy, you can't take it away from me. It's been awesome just getting to talk with local businesses and kind of find out, their stories, as well as I'm hanging up posters, rounding up donations. But kind of talk about how this dream became a reality for you.
Yeah, definitely. I'll try to give you a shorter version, but
it's all right. We're recording.
Many years ago, I became friends with David Sabick. He had a wrestling show that had Mick Foley on the card, and I shook his hand and was like, I'm going to help you get sponsorships. I'm going to help you grow this show. And so I had about 8 to 10 years around that time that I worked with David behind the scenes, just getting sponsorships for shows. And just because I love pro wrestling, like I really didn't make money from that. And then around 2015, well, let's see, even like 2004, I promoted my first wrestling show for the illegally named AWA, and that did not go so well. But watching David Sabick do such an incredible work in the Twin Forks area with wrestling shows, that it let me know that I could do this. And then I found Midwest All-Star Wrestling, and Midwest All-Star Wrestling works with nonprofits to do fundraising shows, and that was just amazing, because then it was like, it makes dollars for us, but it also makes sense. And that's another David, but promoter of Midwest All-Star Wrestling and co-owner, has been just perfection. And working with David at MAW has been fantastic. He works with nonprofits. The Women of Nations is a huge event that he has, I believe, in November every year. And it's just been getting bigger and bigger every year. And so with that, that's what encouraged me to reach out to him and establish that relationship. So we had a show last year at the Head of the Lakes Fair that had attendance of 215, and we raised over $3,000 for Head of the Lakes United Way. And so this year, I like to think of last year as a rough draft, even though we had an amazing main event with Eric Rowan, who's back in WWE, and Ken Anderson, Mr. Kennedy. They just whooped the crap out of each other, and were great on the mic. Tremendous show. And so we're really hoping to explode this show this year. So you'll be seeing us on WDIO TV in the Northland, and we also are doing radio ads through Midwest Communications. And I'm trying to be friends with the best beard in the Northland, the best podcast, best beard,
That's right.
to promote the show as well. So yeah, well, that's what got us into it. And then we have our show next Friday, August 2nd, at the Head of the Lakes Fair.
Oh yeah, it's coming up. It's going to be exciting. One thing that I take away from last year was, I got a lot of friends, pun intended here, that had never gone to a wrestling show, and having a few drinks, a few laughs, and then it got serious. Like you said, Eric Rowan and Mr. Kennedy coming out, running, beating the crap out of each other around that ring, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we're right up close to the action," because we were sitting up in the grandstands, and then someone told us, "Go ahead and go down." People are,
Yeah.
going out because of the heat. So feel
It
free
was
to go
the
snag those
hottest
seats.
day
Yeah.
of the year last
Yep.
year.
Yep.
And
So
we
we.
were outside,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and MAW has a black ring apron.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yep.
a very hot show.
Yep.
The show was on fire in a complimentary turn, but also luckily, the matches were great.
Yep.
But really the main event was just magnifique. So.
And definitely a lot of young talent coming through there. We got a few of them coming back again this year. We can kind of jump into the card here of what's coming up. We'll start with we're going to get an appearance by the Brooklyn Brawler.
The young talent himself.
That's right.
30 years in the business, as they would say. But yeah, the Brooklyn Brawler, WWE legend. And one of my favorite little notes is I'll talk about him with another person on the card. Brooklyn Brawler has main evented a sold-out Madison Square Garden show.
That's pretty sweet.
He was the first WWE wrestler to wrestle The Rock. He's wrestled Hulk Hogan. He wrestled Shawn Michaels at Madison Square Garden. He's wrestled everybody and their kids probably.
Yeah.
He probably wrestled Chief Peter Maivia, and then Soul Man Rocky Johnson, and then The Rock. He's just that's how long he was in the business. He is the guy. If you want to make
he's done a lot of stuff for travel as well, I believe, with the guys and gals, getting them to and from the arenas as well. So
okay, yeah.
So
I actually, I'll need that talent for future shows. But no,
that's right. Yeah. Then the next guest on our beautiful poster that we have out there is the one and only Ken Patera. Now, I'm not too familiar with him. I know the name. I'm not too versed in his background. I've definitely got to get his book so I can read up on him. But
Ken Patera, I am proud to say is a friend, and he is the definition of they must make a movie out of this man. He holds. He'll correct me if I'm wrong, but he holds 2 world records in weightlifting. And with those 2 world records, he was the first American to also, do so much of that. And so in the weightlifting game, he was the man. And he was a gold medalist at the Pan American Games a few times over.
Mm-hmm.
And he represented the United States at the Olympics. And with that, he after his sports, and I'm sounding like I'm on Wikipedia, but after his weightlifting competitions ended, he stopped being an Olympic weightlifter, went to the World Strongman competitions, where he placed 3rd in the first World's Strongest Man.
Okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger won all the made his notoriety from a few years later.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, and then he became. Then he got into pro wrestling with. He was a part of Vern Gagne's camp that had Ric Flair and just every. It was like every wrestler who was going to be a superstar was a part of this. Like I think it was like 1972, 1974 wrestling camp, and at Vern Gagne's farm, and he was a part of that. And with that, he became a legendary heel, legendary bad guy in wrestling, who turned his back on America and the AWA, and then also he also sold out Madison Square Garden.
Very nice.
Yeah, feuding with he wrestled against Bruno Sammartino.
Okay.
Bruno Sammartino even wanted him to become the next WWF World Champion and take it from him, and he also had a feud with Bob Backlund, and he likes to say Ken Patera is the first real Intercontinental Champion
Okay.
because he took the belt from I can't remember his name right now, but the first champion, maybe Pedro Morales, won it in that tournament in Brazil.
Okay.
And so he was the first one to actually beat beat the man, and so he calls himself the first real Intercontinental Champion.
Nice.
And he's just he also I won't go into it too much, but he has as he's going to be in Superior, Wisconsin. He has an interesting story in Wisconsin with and that there was a little documentary feature he's been on Vice TV talking about the AWA, but also he was on a show produced by The Rock, talking about real fights in wrestling.
Okay.
So he and another wrestler, I believe, fought and beat up like 16 police officers.
Oh, jeez.
All stemming from an incident at a McDonald's, and so he is a character. I recommend everyone once you're done listening to this podcast, if you're interested, look up YouTube Ken Patera. His opinions are wild and great. He is also just a very nice, sincere gentleman. I'm very happy to have him at the show.
Yeah, a lot of the posters that I hung up in local businesses, some of the older guys were like, "Is that Ken Patera?" And I was like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Oh, that's crazy. I remember him when I was a kid." I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I said, I've heard the name. That era is kind of outside of my knowledge. I'm more of an indie guy, as you know. That's why I'm excited to be helping with the show as well as promoting the show, because I love pro wrestling. I want more pro wrestling here so that I can enjoy it. And, like I told you when we set up this meeting this year, I'm looking at next year. I'm looking to do big things with you so we can keep doing this in the future as well. I'm assuming this is the main event. I did not look that close, folks. I'm sorry. Kind of rushed the graphics here today, but we got a big matchup. Another great name joining us here, EC3 versus a legend all over the Wisconsin, Minnesota area in Mitch Paradise. You wouldn't think that by looking at him, but Mitch is no slouch, So
This show that match is going to be great. The whole show is going to be spectacular. I was looking it up. The NWA World's Champion, 100-year championship, has never been defended in Duluth, Minnesota. And, that title goes from Lou Thez to, to all the way up Harley Race, Ric Flair's. It is a legendary historic world title that is being defended now on the CW Network's show with NWA, their TV show, which is really a good watch. And EC3,
I like it. It's got that old school vibe. It's got those cool little promos to the side. The ring's right next to it. Yeah, I like it. I really enjoyed Nick Aldis when he was there and stuff.
Yeah,
so
with the 10 pounds of gold. And I think he really brought Nick Aldis brought legitimacy back to the belt. And it has been carried well by EC3, who puts on tremendous matches. That man is a brick crap house, however to say it. He is muscles. He is wrestling talent.
Just like us, he works out every day. He eats healthy.
Yes,
he's got a body of a god. Just like us.
And he's going to be wrestling maybe one of the most well-known indie wrestlers, like you said, in the Minnesota, Wisconsin area, Mitch Paradise, who is, he's a big dude himself.
He is a big dude, yep.
So he's probably going to dwarf over EC3. And
if he's got the mohawk on top of it,
like me and you. It's so that's going to be a heck of a match, and
Mhm.
I think it'll be up there with Eric Rowan, Ken Anderson, like you're talking about,
Mhm.
as far as the physicality and
Definitely.
two big. What do they say in AEW? It's a Haas match, but two big
Two big
slabs of
dudes
meat.
slapping the meat. Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be that match. You're going to see. You're going to be seeing chops in the corner with big welts, and yeah,
Well, yeah, I'll feel it, and I'll be just kind of hanging out near the ring.
yeah,
The
yeah.
match that I'm most excited for, I have some friends, again, pun intended, folks, coming out of retirement to wrestle some local, I will say heroes because, they are my heroes. Some of my favorite guys in wrestling, but the Barking Spiders are back, folks. We have had Uncle Clutch on a show. We're trying to get Ox. Last time we had one scheduled, we had some interference with the podcasting equipment. But the Barking Spiders versus Drago and the System. Now that's going to be another big match with two big men, with Drago and Ox, tearing it up, as well as Uncle Clutch and the System. This one's going to be fun. This one's going to be a lot of brutality, comedy. It's going to be a good time, and I'm excited for
Yeah.
those boys to come out of retirement for that. So
Yeah, and I'm also excited. This match is going to have some special managers in the match. So WDIO's Weatherman Justin Wiles will be the manager for um, the System and the Drago, and that's going to be that'll be nice. And then we're going to have I'm not going to release the name, but we're going to have a wrestling icon, as I would say, in the Duluth area,
okay.
who's done a lot for the Duluth Superior area in terms of wrestling. Will be managing the Barking Spiders. Barking
I was
Spiders.
busy, folks. I was busy. I wasn't able to get the physical done in time for that.
Well, I
So
haven't
Robert
really,
told me no. So
we haven't released a lot of details on that, but I'm excited about the managers, and let alone very excited about the match. The Barking Spiders are, they're Duluth wrestling, and they represent Duluth very well for being just animals, great wrestlers, and excited to see them come out of retirement for this show. That
mhm.
means a lot to me. I hope it means a lot to people in the Twin Ports area that we get to see the Barking Spiders again. And the System is also, he's an Iron Range wrestler,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep.
and he's going to be doing a lot of radio shows and TV interviews with us representing Midwest All Star Wrestling and Head of the Lakes United Way. He's a tremendous talent in his own. Before I came onto this podcast, I just saw a picture of him jumping off a bus.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
yeah, and I hadn't seen that out of him. I just love him. He's like got an old
Mhm.
school character. Comes out with
Yeah,
an
he
electric
reminds me a
violin.
lot of Rowdy and what is it? The Model for some reason.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. He's got the body. He's got the body like Roddy, but he's
Hmm.
got the attitude like the model. That's like
Hmm.
a nice way to think about it. But he is. When I watch him wrestle, I'm so glad to have him back this year.
Yep.
He's one of the guys that just seems like money to me.
Hmm.
Don't mean to be so inside, but I think WWE, AEW, or you know uh, Billy Corgan's NWA
Yep.
need to be on this guy's phone, going, "We need you wrestling for
Yeah,
us."
he's
And
got something that most don't. They say it's the it factor. He's got the look. He's got that great entrance.
Mhm.
As much as I don't want to pump him up going against my favorite tag team, but
Yeah,
I mean he's got the following. He's got the fans. He's got the promos. Shout out to the System. I'm gonna have to boo him though when I see him
that's
because
understandable.
I'm a
Yes,
barking spiders guy since day ones, but the System is legit for sure.
yes.
So
The Barking Spiders were also at the first wrestling show that I promoted, and
okay,
so to have him come out of retirement to be at this show, 20 years later, is just
right?
phenomenal to me. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll have to cosplay as them at the show. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, I can make a good Uncle Clutch, so that works.
Who says
That
who says
definitely
you get to
works.
be Uncle Clutch?
Oh,
I want to be the funny one. You be the
I got
strong
a
one.
great barking spiders small story. When I promoted the first show, I got sponsorship from Black Bear Casino.
Hmm.
Well, someone didn't talk to someone about having the barking spiders at Black Bear Casino, being at an event to promote the show. And so security was having the hardest time letting them in with their studs on their jacket and the face paint. And I had to go to security like, no, these guys are representing us. They were sponsoring them. They could be in here like that because that's who they are.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like you can't have them take off the face paint because that wouldn't make any sense.
Right. Yeah, it's just like when my buddy Bob brought a barbed wire, bat for Mick Foley. And security's just like, this guy's got a bat with barbed wire on it. And then Dave Savik's just like, oh, that's Bob. He's fine. He's good.
Yeah.
So. And then, a couple shows later, he's showing up with a 2x4 with barbed wire, cutting shears. Bob's just bringing weapons to the wrestling shows.
Like old school
Yeah.
ECW fans.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays, I'm sure they wouldn't let us in the building with that stuff because of all the stuff going on. But, those early wrestling shows, Bob's bringing the craziest stuff to these shows to get autographed. But, yeah, that's Bob.
His weapons seem pretty violent, but I would love to know if one of his weapons got used in a match. Yeah,
Never. He usually runs it out to the vehicle right after it gets signed. That way,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So same
See,
with
I
the
would have
steel
loved
chairs.
it. Like, I had a memento from a awesome Darren Corbin, Eric Cannon match where Corbin was bleeding quite a bit, and he was getting hit with I think it was thumbtacks. He was bleeding quite a bit from them.
Oh,
And
okay.
he was getting beaten with a cookie sheet. So I had them both autograph the cookie sheet. It had blood on it. Wife is like, "What the hell is this? Why are we keeping this?" And I was like, "This was a good match. This was fun. I got."
Yeah, my nephew's got the trash can lid from that match. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. And I got a piece of the table that broke that night. So.
Yeah, those two gentlemen have wrestled probably 300 times at least.
Yep. Fight
And-
forever. Yep.
Yeah, and not a single one of them has been an average match. They always put it all on the line. Because
Oh no. Yeah, Darren Corbin, our sponsor here at Friends of the Squared Circle. We got to hype him up because we're talking about him. Go ahead and check him out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. Yes, Darren Corbin has TikTok, folks. He ain't doing silly dances, though. But you can also support him by checking out patreon.com/Darren Corbin, where tiers are now starting free or just at $1 and all that content out there. I don't know if you're a Patreon subscriber or not. I am, and it is fun to do the questions, dining with Darren. He's got chances for giveaways. It's a good time. Check out Darren Corbin, folks. We love him.
And I would just say what I said about the system as far as a wrestler with that it factor. Darren Corbin is the epitome of that. He is the ultimate heel in Minnesota and Midwest-based wrestling. Everyone wants to punch him, and he looks like someone that, in the back of your brain, I think I could take him, and and he just goes right into it.
He's the kid from Problem Child that grew up, and everybody absolutely hates.
Yeah, that's a great way of thinking about it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just put two and two together when you were saying that everybody just wants to punch, and it made me think of that little redhead bastard.
Yeah,
and I was just like, this kid gets a dad, and then he treats him like crap. You know what I mean? So, but enough of the segue there with Darren Corbin. But yeah, it's going to be a great show. We're going to have a lot of fun there. As you know, Robert, I'm going to be doing a vendor table there. We got a lot of great things coming down the pipeline here for that, which you know about, but our friends and fans do not know. We're going to be selling raffle tickets. You can buy some raffle tickets. When you buy the raffle tickets, you'll get an envelope. You got a chance to win some other prizes. But when you buy those raffle tickets, you'll actually get to put them in little cups or buckets or whatever they're called, and kind of choose what prizes you want to win. We've got steel chairs going to be signed by the talent. We're going to have posters signed by some of the talent. We're going to have gift cards from local businesses such as Tap on Tower, where you can serve yourself and get your drinks and play games down there. I love that place. Robert, we got to go down there one night and play Risk. As well as, the Pottery Burn. I like to go make plates with the wife, that got all the funny cartoons that I draw on them.
I love the Pottery Burn.
Yep.
The Pottery Burn also does birthday parties.
That's right. Yes,
so
they
if you're
do.
listening to this and have some young kids, that's a great location to have a birthday party.
It's super easy. Your kids get to paint, and someone else cleans up the mess. How perfect is that? As well as we got level up.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Yep. We got level up games. Donated some gift cards, as well as we got some comic books, wrestling figures, tumblers, salsa. Those are my sponsors there, as you know. Chef Keith Foods there. They are going to be donating some salsa for us to give away. I got to get one to the Brooklyn Brawler per Chef Keith, as well as you can see the system there got a custom tumbler from our other sponsor there, Superior Creations, as well as Rikishi, Hornswoggle, Joey, and Sierra. You got a chance to win some of those, and we're excited with some new designs we are going to give out at this show. But a lot of great prizes, folks. All the money we get from the raffle ticket is going to the United Way. I'm not going to charge my normal fee of $1 to show up, people. So don't worry, I am not getting paid for this all this hard work I'm doing here. No, I'm kidding. But we're definitely hoping to hit some high numbers with those raffle tickets.
Yeah, I want to expand on that. Thank you so much for gathering these raffle tickets.
No problem.
Well. Yeah. And the businesses that you work with don't mention you by name; they just mention you by beard. Which,
That's right.
Is how I know you're laying, putting feet to pavement. But at the same time, more than just the funds you raise at your raffles are going to Head of the Lakes United Way. Every ticket sold for this show is going to Head of the Lakes United Way. So if you're a listener that in a different state or city and you want to just represent either local wrestling or you want to represent a nonprofit, buy a ticket to the show. If you can't make it, that's okay. Your support, it's like donating to a nonprofit, is being a part of this wrestling show. The wrestling show has been fully paid for by our sponsors. We have great sponsors like the City of Superior, Fond du Lac, the local union, AFSCME, and then Fond du Lac. And that's not even all of them. There's Auto Ace, Express Lube, and many other great sponsors like Benefort Superior that we are working with that really help help everything go on with the show. So everyone that buys a ticket, front row, general admission, all that money is a donation to Head of the Lakes United Way. So you're getting a wrestling show and you're donating to a nonprofit. Win-win.
And then just one more last shout out to one of our friends that will be working the table with me is Inside Out Nutrition with healthy teas, healthy donuts. Now, Robert, I don't think you've ever heard of a healthy donut. Definitely give you some samples when we get there, but check them out on Facebook.com/Inside Out Nutrition. Bobby Joe will be joining me at my table. And she's going to be handing out samples of those delicious teas. She's got a new boba tea energy drink thing. It looks amazing. I love boba tea. I just like the little fruit things on the bottom as well. And then, like I said, healthy donuts. I don't know if she's going to bring the donuts or not, but a healthy donut, Robert. I've never heard of one before, but they are delicious. The banana nut, you got the flavor, and then she sprinkles chocolate on it. You don't even know you're eating healthy. You know what I mean? So Bobby Joe will be there with us. It's going to be a good time. You get some coupons, some stickers, some all kinds of stuff. And she's also going to be donating a movie basket. And we got a wine basket, too, for all you wine and sooners or whatever that's called out there as well.
I'm excited to try her donuts. I hope she brings one because I want it. It's said that it's a healthy donut. I want to see if it's a tasty, healthy donut.
Oh, it's delicious. I love
perfect. And that's what I would demand, that she change her name to it being a delicious and healthy donut.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna the next wrestling show we go to. I keep telling her we got to give them some fun wrestling theme names to go with it, and she's just like, I don't know much about wrestling, but I will take your word for it. And I keep telling her like a rowdy raspberry, a bam bam, something or other. But
Isn't uh, isn't the claw already like one of
that
like a
yeah.
donut?
I mean, there's so
So
many
I
great
mean, we got one
possibilities.
already built up for the good old Baron von Raschke.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to convince her to start doing some wrestling theme donuts for these shows because she's a good partner at these shows. She's very lively and she kind of balances me when I get a little hyper. And the wife, likes that I'm under control. We'll run through that card real quick one more time here, and then we'll kind of wrap this up here, and we'll get one more segue of the United Way before we go. But don't forget, folks, we got the Brooklyn Brawler, one of the best enhancement talents out there, as well as talents in general, joining us. We have Ken Patera joining us. Robert's friend there. Hopefully, we can become friends as well. We also have EC3 versus Mitch Paradise. That is going to possibly be one of the matches of the night. We got the Barking Spiders coming out of retirement to put the system in his place, as well as Drago. That's on the internet at the 35-minute mark. I'm probably going to get beat up for saying that. But also on the card, we have Natalia versus Heather Monroe. We got David Ali versus Jordan Cross, and Ryan Cross is going to be facing Jason Rage. Now, if you don't know Jason Rage, he is an up and coming talent that is going to start being everywhere, folks. Get those autographs, get those pictures now because he's a young guy and he's only getting better as the years go by. And again, Robert, I'm excited to be a part of this. Again, last year, I know, like I said, it didn't quite work out with my scheduling and stuff, but
Okay.
the gas pedal is down. We are accelerating to a great event. But hit them with that United Way one more time and how they can donate.
Yeah, well, first I'll go over the times of the wrestling show.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that too. Yep.
next Friday at the Curling Club at the Head of the Lakes Fair. You could get your tickets at hlunitedway.org, and you'll buy your tickets from Midwest All Star Wrestling online, or you could buy them at the door. We encourage either one. If you buy them online, we'll have your tickets available for you at will call, and it's a nice, simple, just go online, tell them your name, your tickets are there. But yeah, the show where the autographs will be starting at 4 p.m. with doors also open at 4 p.m. And the wrestling show will start around 6 to 6:30 and be a 2-hour show. And we're excited to have everyone there. And yeah, Head of the Lakes United Way. Once again, we were part of the Northland community and the Head of the Lakes region. So we represent Greater Duluth, Lake and Cook County in Minnesota, and in Wisconsin, Superior Douglas County, and Ashland and Bayfield. This wrestling show is us being active in the Superior Douglas County area at the Head of the Lakes Fair. Proud to we're proud to be there. We also have our Stuff the Bus campaign going on,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's in all these regions as well. We're going to have a school bus at the wrestling show, and we encourage people if they have school supplies to come out, drop off their school supplies. That'll go out to the communities. This one, any school supplies collected, will go to the Superior School District, but we're also working with the Ashland School District. We're
Very
working
nice.
with, we're working with some great nonprofits in the Duluth area for Stuff the Bus there, and then we're working with the Lake Superior School District, which is Lake County, so Two Harbors, Silver Bay region. And we're going to have an event as well on August 30th at Castle Danger
Ooh, okay.
to kind of end our summer collecting school supplies. And we have great sponsors across the area for that as well, like Benefort Superior, Park State Bank, and Two Harbors Federal Credit Union. So we're very happy with that. I love Stuff the Bus. I'm working on Stuff the Bus at the same time I'm promoting a wrestling show. So I gave myself a little bit of a cold, just kind of working myself in a frenzy.
Yep.
But yeah, they're two of my favorite things to do in the year. They just happen to coincide at the
Yep.
exact same time. But Stuff the Bus is one of our programs, and then we also work with, um, you know, nearly 50 funded partners and fund nearly 70 programs in the area. So, we're working with Mentor North and a lot of just amazing nonprofits. And when you're giving to Head of the Lakes United Way, that's what you're doing. You're giving money back into our community. One way of doing that, getting a ticket to this wrestling show, having a great time. When you're having a great time, you're actually also helping fund Head of the
That's
Lakes
right.
United Way. Another way to do it, you could give online. You could reach out to your workplace and have them get involved in a campaign. So there's just multiple ways to give. We also do an online auction that'll be, I believe it's March or April of 2025, and this will be our third online auction. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to give, and we try to be creative with it by holding events like this. But yeah, we do a lot of great things in the area, and me and my coworkers work our butts off for the nonprofit because we love what it stands for, and they're all people that they'll be at the wrestling show, but they've been behind the scenes putting a lot of hard work into the show as well. A lot of people that aren't even wrestling fans, but they know I love it, and they know it's going to be a great event. So they're putting just as much into it as I am. I'm very thankful for them.
Perfect. All right, friends, you heard it here first. Well, I mean, it's been all over the internet already, but it's your boy Crander Q. Crander Q out.